city is quiet and peaceful and also beautiful at this time. And it's a mild, warm evening. You can see the structures all around, parking garages, offices, churches. The landscape of the world that we live in. To some, a very beautiful place. To others, a very horrible place. They all say it's because it's the way that life treats them, not the way they've treated life. I used to think that all the fun you could have could never end. It's like a lot of people did. But life changes. It has its different chapters. You're writing a story or a book or something like that. Perhaps. Maybe a soundtrack or an entire movie or a documentary of your own life and how you lived on this planet before you leave this planet. Ever hear of near-death experiences? A lot of people have had them. Some say they've had multiple near-death experiences. And each time, some of the same stuff. And maybe sometimes a whole different experience. One time to hell, another time to heaven. There have been even people who said they have went to both places in their experience. But check this out also. When people want to say that there is no such thing as the spirit world or spiritual beings or creatures or aliens or demons or witches and devils and stuff like that there. But why do people claim to have these type of encounters with these creatures? Not on the other side or in a near-death experience, but also in this very life that we live in currently. People saying that they had these encounters with these things in their homes or when they were in the home of another person. The person said that they saw something, and then the guest says to confirm, I saw it too. What are those things? People say, oh, those are just the deceased who have an attachment to your property, or it's just some wandering spirit, or a relative or family member who's trying to get in touch with you. Or the person who lived in the house before you, or maybe 30 years or 60 or 100 years before you. Isn't that crazy? Those are the opinions, ideas, thoughts, and beliefs of some people in regard to there being anything spiritual to the phenomenon and the things that happen to people in their life. Now, what about this? You've heard of the deathbed visions that people can have, usually seeing another deceased person. Usually seeing a deceased person, a familiar face, a husband, a child, a mother, a wife, sometimes even a pet. And this is the hospice situation. Or sometimes they don't have to be in hospice, but they could be in a terminal illness and dying, and they will drift in and out, and they can say that they were talking to someone, or they can be visibly seen talking to someone. And you say, who are you talking to, Mr. Such and Such? Who are you talking to, Mrs. So-and-so? And they may say, oh, I'm just talking to my wife. Well, I'm just talking to my son. to my mom, to my grandmother. And the family tells you that she's dreaming. She used to know this person. That person passed away years ago. So why are they talking to them before they are about to die? People will ask, what's that about? Just memories of a dying brain being produced? Science wants to say. See, you like to think people don't know what they're talking about, but they've done the research. They've studied every thing that there is out there to present itself as the evidence for why it exists and why it does not. There's the scientific side, the medical side, the paranormal hunting side, where people are seeking and searching and saying, yes, all this stuff works. And there is the spiritual, Bible-based side, where the thought is, or the view is, or you know what I'm trying to say, they are focused on all of that is of the demonic. It has nothing to do with truth. You're being deceived. All right, well, you never know. Some people never wake up. Now, there's people like myself and others and many other people, and I even had people I grew up with from a child who told me stories that I didn't even ask them. They just started telling me, hey, have you ever seen a ghost? Or do you think that you seen like somebody who like was a dead person that you know, and you like, like one day you look up and there they was, you thought you like, all that stuff happened to me growing up. I had people, friends, co-workers, I had people from my job tell me about their ghost encounters, their spirit encounter, what they had seen in their house. Now, how do you explain that? Are they just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Are they coconuts? Or is this a reality? I'm gonna tell you what, it is a reality. It is the living truth that a lot of people want to ignore, or rather not believe, so they can just live their life as they please.